Okay, picture this. God decided to take a holiday. He needed a break. We got on this last nerve about 2,000 years ago, which thankfully he's got an unlimited supply of nerves and he never needs a break. Let me grab my handy dandy Bible and show you. Read a verse. Let me find it first. Hebrews is before James. Okay, Hebrews 13:5-6. Don't be obsessed with getting more material things. Be relaxed with what you have. Since God assures us, I'll never let you down, never walk off and leave you, we can boldly quote, God is there, ready to help. I'm fearless no matter what, who or what can get to me. So I know it's gonna be hard, but just pretend with me here for a second. My question is, what would the world be like if God took a holiday? So I came up with a few points. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 to be exact. So yeah. Anyway, the first one would be life is just a big party. Picture this. Mr. Beach decided not to show up to Bible class one day and all the teachers kind of like disappeared and no one was in charge. So that would be like the perfect opportunity to have like a humongous party. There'd be no one to tell us to like settle down and be quiet and do our work. Well, maybe Parker would, but that's kind of different. But anyway, number 2, there's no one we have to be accountable to. If there's no one we need to be accountable to or live to please, we don't need to follow rules and we can live our lives exactly how we want to. Am I right? Anyway, my third point is that God's rules are no longer effective. We don't need to love our neighbor as ourselves. We can think dirty thoughts. We can take the Lord's name in vain. Who cares? No one's watching or listening to our thoughts now anyway. I don't mean like Edward Cullen listening to our thoughts, like mind reading. I mean like God, like a supernatural being, actually like hearing everything and every thought. He can see us at every moment of the day and he knows everything. He doesn't have to be in the same room as us. He can, because he's in heaven. So yeah. And my fourth point would be, if the world's ending, I'm throwing a party. Like I was listening to my iPod last night in shuffle and I came across a song that kind of fit like this. And it's called Guilty Pleasure by Cobra Starship. And some of the lyrics are like this. It's like, and maybe someday I'll believe that we all are a part of some bigger plan. But tonight I just don't really care. If the world's ending, I'm throwing a party. So it's kind of like, if the world's gonna end, who cares? Or if God's not here, who cares what I do, because this is just my time to live it up and have fun. Like, hopefully that's not our attitude toward everyday life, because we know that in the end we're going to be like judged on how we live on earth. But that's kind of like what an aspect of like what people would think if God just kind of left. But yeah. And then remember the song that we used to sing when we were little, and it's like the one that's like, he's got the whole wide world in his hands. It's like he's got your mother and your father and like the baby and the stars in his hands. Like that song. Yeah, don't forget about that song. Because if God took a day off, what would that mean for the world? Like, there would be no one to oversee things. So would we live in chaos, or would it take longer than a day for the world to fall apart? But I mean, if he took his hand, like if he just left, and then like the gravity would be all messed up and all that kind of stuff. So you have to take that into consideration. Like, are we still gonna be here? Or would it be like the end of like human people as we know it? But anyway, so now for the fancy dancy life application thingy. So the thing is, would we really live our lives any differently when God took a day off than we do right now? Like, the answer for most people would probably, if you're really honest, it would be no. Right now, we pretty much picture life as like one huge party, and we barely think about like God's commandments and following his rules. But it's like we dig them out at like church on Sunday and chapel on Wednesday and even youth group on Friday night. It's like then we become really godly and they're like, oh yeah, I live all of God's commandments every day. I've never broken a commandment in my life. Which, come on, that's not true, because like the last time I lied, I probably lied about having this report done, which I didn't because I'm in the process of doing right now. But I mean, come on, we break his commandments, so there is no perfect Christian. But we need to try to live our lives. Like, We need to show people that God doesn't take days off, and there's one day we're not more godly than the next. Like, we can't turn off our Christianity. We're either a Christian or we're not a Christian. So yeah, I'm hoping that it's 3 to 5 minutes, and if it isn't, then I'll have to do it again. But yeah, bye!